Is facing prison time after pleading guilty to a gun charge in Miami federal court. The case against Lontrell Williams Jr. stems from 3 shootings during the past 2 years, 2 of them happening right here in South Florida. In October of 2020, prosecutors say that Williams and another man shot 2 men after arranging to buy marijuana and high-end sneakers from them. Then in May of last year, Williams was accused of shooting a security guard in the leg at a Miami strip club. Now, prosecutors say he could get up to 20 years in prison, but attorneys from both sides are reportedly seeking a shorter sentence to roughly 8 years in prison.
Tonight, we're not running with rumors. We're not pushing internet-made stories. We're not chasing hype either. Listen to this. We're focused on paperwork, timestamps, and real footage. One shooting in Memphis, Tennessee on July 7th, 2020. Hold up. The first location wasn't a club or a concert. It was a gas station. According to the Department of Justice, Pooh Shiesty was inside a vehicle when a gun was fired from that car at a Memphis gas station. At that moment, Memphis police didn't publicly name anyone involved. Local news treated it like just another routine gas station shooting under investigation. But here's what most people overlooked. This incident wasn't publicly linked to Pooh Shiesty until years later when federal documents began spelling out the timeline. Memphis folks know how this works. A lot of situations stay quiet until the paperwork starts speaking loud. And in a second, I'm going to show you the surveillance footage connected to that night.
We have a dangerous situation to tell you about. A really shocking video in southeast Memphis at a gas station. People are stunned watching this video, this surveillance pictures of an attempted robbery. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Burke.
And I'm Joy Redmond. So the footage itself, of course, is terrifying, but it's what the victim did that has really dropped some jaws, if you will. Action News 5's Griffin Demaray joining us live now from the Shelby Center gas station with more on this. Griffin, we've been talking about it all day. It's just unbelievable to watch it.
Yeah, guys, I've never seen anything like it. I'm going to set the scene for you a little bit. This all happened Sunday night. Like you said, Shelby Center right behind me. You could see some shattered glass in those windows. That is where some bullets sprayed them, and that just tells a small piece of what was a very, very complex story.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what, that was a pretty crazy video.
Wow, that's crazy. Oh, he didn't actually shoot him in the head?
And if you look at this freeze frame, you can understand why Olivia Coe was so surprised. But let's rewind a little bit. One man goes to leave the Shelby Center gas station, and one man approaches him with a small assault rifle. He gives him his belongings, and the victim reaches into his pockets. He pulls out his own weapon. Shots were fired, and the two ran off. Coe said things like this are becoming far too normal.
I mean, I see it pretty often. I go to the gas station, like guys get out their car with, big choppers on them all the time. And it's just normal. It's pretty scary because, in most situations, the people shooting at each other, they don't hit each other.
The people that I spoke to outside the gas station said the intended target who pulled the gun out of his pocket was in the right. Both Coe and Phil McKinnon said you have to make sure you are always protected.
But you also got to protect yourself for whatever reasons.
You got to be careful, man. You got to watch your back. You got to watch your front and your back. You got to be careful out here in these streets.
Coe said she has seen this movie before, and there's a common trend when you see these videos.
They ain't got no aim in Memphis.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they don't have no aim.
That was just unbelievable to see, because we've seen security videos at gas stations, dollar stores before, where people are held at gunpoint, but never do you see someone pull out another weapon and point it at them. So just unbelievable that no one was really hurt by that. Now, we did reach out to Memphis police for an update in that investigation. They said it is ongoing, that they have nothing else to provide.
But that Memphis incident you just saw, listen to this. That wasn't the end of the story. It was only page 1 in the federal playbook they were quietly writing. Now, incident number 2 shifts to Miami area, October 9th, 2020. Next stop, Miami-Dade County. This is exactly where the feds really lean in. According to the criminal complaint, this was supposed to be a simple meetup, sneakers, weed, and cash on the table. But hold up, prosecutors say it flipped into a robbery and then escalated into a shooting. 2 men were hit. Surveillance cameras all over the scene, vehicles quickly identified. This incident becomes, like they say, the meat and potatoes of the federal case. That one opens the door to conspiracy charges, firearm enhancements, and heavy time. This is shooting number 2, Miami. Take a look, for real.
Florida rapper is facing a judge after police say that he was involved in an armed robbery. NBC6 reporter Claudia DeCampo has more on the charges he's facing.
He's an entertainer. He goes by the name Pooh Shiesty.
His real name is Lontrell Williams, and prosecutors say on October 9th he was involved in an armed robbery in Bay Harbor Islands.
Several people agreed to meet 20-year-old Lontrell Williams to sell him marijuana and expensive sneakers.
Detectives said Williams arrived at a parking lot near East Bay Harbor Drive in Town Hall just before 2 in the afternoon in a lime green McLaren. A black Mercedes Maybach followed and another black vehicle. Then, according to the arrest warrant, while the alleged victims were talking with Williams, 2 men from the other black car approached them with guns, shooting at them, and Williams allegedly pointed an assault rifle at one of them.
He's kind of a well-known guy. He's #1 on Spotify right now. So we're to believe that he showed up to this alleged robbery scene to rob a person with his own $30,000 in cash from someone that he rented the car from.
The victims went to an urgent care on Biscayne Boulevard and later to Aventura Hospital for their gunshot wounds.
Something happened outside of the vehicle, which has nothing to do with my client.
Williams, aka Pooh Shiesty, is from Memphis and had recently signed on with recording label Gucci Mane's. Now he could face life in prison if convicted of armed robbery with a firearm, a charge that usually has no bond.
The story is laid out in the warrant makes absolutely no sense in regards to my client.
I am okay setting a bond. I think this is missing a lot, and I don't generally set a bond in an armed robbery, but it really is nothing here showing me participated in this.
The judge set Williams' bond at $30,000. In Miami, I'm Claudia DeCampo, NBC.
Just one station with video of what police say is a rapper unleashing a barrage of bullets in a parking lot. 7's Jessica Holly is live on the scene in Bay Harbor Islands with what investigators say led up to that shootout. Jessica.
It was a shooting in the middle of the day involving a well-known rapper, according to police. We reported this story back in October, but now we're seeing how it all went down. Bullets fly in broad daylight. 2 people shot and over $500,000 in exotic cars, all of it caught on camera. This surveillance video is from an October 9th shooting in Bay Harbor Islands, and it has a recording artist who goes by Pooh Shiesty in hot water. Unlike this clip, what happened here is no music video. The surveillance shows a McLaren sports car, Mercedes Maybach, and another Mercedes pull into this East Bay Harbor Drive condo parking lot. Guys eventually get out. The meeting about a pair of high-end sneakers for sale and some money owed. Then this. The man in the white shirt has a pistol. The man in the black sweatshirt is also pointing a weapon. Shots are fired before the gunmen take off in their fancy getaway cars. The victims telling police 20-year-old Pooh Shiesty was behind the wheel of the McLaren, and he was armed with an assault rifle. Police also using these Instagram photos as part of their case. Shiesty with an assault-style rifle and cash. Shiesty, whose real name is Lontrell Williams, was arrested a few days later. He and a member of his entourage charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
As y'all can see by now, listen to this. Investigators aren't studying isolated moments anymore. They're tracking patterns, right? So with that said, hold up. This brings us to incident number 3. We're still in the MIO, Miami. The date is May 30th, 2021. Third incident, Miami-Dade County, King of Diamonds, strip club. Late hours, packed crowd everywhere. Police say it starts with an argument over money, then a firearm comes out and a security guard is hit in the leg. This time it's instant arrest, formal charges, full media attention. Now the government has 2 Miami shootings plus the Memphis incident, and they stitch them together into one federal storyline. Let's roll the footage and the news reports from that night. It's real.
At 5:30, a popular rapper arrested. He's accused of shooting a security guard at a South Florida gentleman's club and will remain behind. A judge denied bond for 21-year-old Lontrell Williams, known as Pooh Shiesty. Police say he was performing at King of Diamonds in Miami over Memorial Day weekend when cash was knocked out of his pocket. When the crowd tried to grab it, police say he showed off his gun, and while he was being escorted out of the club, he fired a shot, hitting the guard in the ankle. He's been charged with
Williams on page 6.
Morning, Your Honor. Brad Cohen and Sam Zegna for the defendant.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge. Ruben Scovino on behalf of the state.
Who's coming, Your Honor? Reported, sir.
Okay, good morning. Mr. Williams, pursuant to an arrest warrant, was issued June 3rd. It's charging you with aggravated battery with a firearm. And you have 2 attorneys here? Or is it, I'm sorry, 2 attorneys in the state. Go ahead. You want to announce? Again.
Brad Cohen and Sam Zegna for the defendant.
Have you had a chance to review this?
Yes, Judge, we have.
To review as well. Okay, I've had a chance to review the arrest warrant. Any argument, counsel?
Yes, Judge. Thank you, Judge. Judge, if you notice in the police report or the A form, it definitely isn't probable cause, in my opinion, for aggravated battery with a firearm. There's no intent shown in that document. There's no words that were said. There's no pointing of the firearm at anyone. Essentially, what the document says and what the witnesses said on that day is that the defendant was being escorted out of the club. He reached for his pockets, looking for money in his pockets. A weapon was pulled and it was fired at the ground. And after it was fired at the ground, allegedly the ricochet or whatever happened was one of the either security guards or an employee of the club was struck in his ankle. Certainly, it doesn't show of any intent to injure that individual. I think it looks to me like an accidental discharge, but even if we stepped it up from an accidental discharge and said it was some sort of reckless discharge, it still wouldn't have the probable cause to charge him with an aggravated battery with a firearm. There's no witness that says at least even a word that the individual would say, like, hey, I'm about to do something, or something to demonstrate some kind of intent other than an accidental discharge. It doesn't appear that there was anything that would have prompted some sort of intent from the defendant.
Back to the channel,
Okay. All right, so let me hear from the state.
Judge, the state disagrees with that version of the facts. I mean, this is pretty clear from the arrest warrant. What happened here was the defendant was angry because the victim in this case, who was a security guard, told him to put away his gun. He then grew angry. He pointed the gun at him and shot him. The victim specifically states in the arrest warrant that he had to move out of the way. He was directly shooting at him. The only reason he got shot in the ankle was because he jumped out of the way at the last minute. This happened in front of a club full of people. There's video of the defendant with the gun in his hand. He has a prior pending open case right now where he's also with a gun and 2 people were shot. So, Judge, we're going to be asking for no bond on this.
And Judge, if I may, I'm not sure if you're reading the narrative from when the first police officer went out and took statements. But the first police officer that went out and took statements, it clearly says that he shot into the ground. There's nothing in the first statement that says anything about that he pointed it at anyone. And I don't know what the follow-up is, because all we have is the narrative, the police report narrative, that specifically says that there was something about money that fell out of his pants, and there was a witness, his name, I won't mention his name, but he advised security staff that he escorted the individual out, and the individual had a firearm out and shot towards the ground. That's what the independent witness stated.
Yeah, Judge, and this is Sam Zane on behalf of Mr. Williams. 2 points of clarification here. The alleged victim sustained a gunshot wound to the ankle. I don't know how you survive getting hit in the torso by jumping out of the way and get shot in the ankle. And that's buttressed by the fact that the original witness said that the firearm was discharged towards the floor. That's the first point. The second point is that the allegations of the previous case, two people were shot, but Mr. Williams,
Mr. Zhang, I remember.
It's not the shooter. Correct, Judge. This is a bondable offense. If there are issues with bond, it should be addressed by the court, the circuit court judge, with regards to the first case. Aggravated battery with a firearm is not a non-bondable offense. Just so the court knows that we've been in communication with the government. We surrendered Mr. Williams to Metro-Dade Detective Soto yesterday at TGK. We self-surrendered him. He wasn't arrested out and about as a fugitive on the run. We self-surrendered him just like we did last time. He's not a flight risk. And we believe the standard bond's appropriate in this case, Judge.
And Judge, if I may add to that, I mean, this is we've let defense counsel know that he was supposed to turn himself in last week. We gave him the opportunity. They didn't turn him in. He, as far as we were concerned, was a fugitive for the last week. The arrest warrant was signed, apparently, I believe it was on Tuesday or Wednesday. They've been looking for him, and they've turned several times where he was supposed to turn him in. They canceled.
He's here now.
Judge,
What's the
yes,
issue?
Judge.
This is an aggravated battery. He's entitled to a bond. The standard bond is $10,000, and that's what I'm setting. The $10,000 bond with the hold for the division judge. Hold him for case number F20-14135B. And you'll see your judge tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right?
Thank you.
One other thing. I need to stay away from the victim. Whoa. What's his victim's name or initials? Is it X? I'm sorry. There's a witness and a victim.
No, Judge. The victim is initials ID. I as in in, D as in David.
Okay.
The victim's initials are FD.
The alleged victim, Sam, come on.
Can I have the name of the initials of the alleged victim or what?
FD, Judge.
Oh, I have it here. Thank you. I didn't see it. You're ordered to stay away from the victim whose initials are FD. No contact with this victim, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties. And you must stay 500 feet away from his home, school, and place of employment at all times. You want me to order him to stay away from this club as well?
Yes, Judge.
Stay away from the King of Diamonds establishment at 7020 Northwest 72nd Avenue in Miami. So while this
Judge,
case is pending, you can't go there. Yes?
Judge, can you also tell Sam to stay away from there as well?
She doesn't have jurisdiction for that, Judge.
You have good lawyers. This is a serious matter, and you're going to see the division judge tomorrow. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Individually, listen to this. These feel like totally separate situations, right? Different dates, different cities, different scenes. But hold up. In federal court, they don't care at all. They don't focus on single moments. They focus on behavior over time, a pattern forming. And prosecutors later argue all three incidents show the same people moving inside a firearms conspiracy, which is how Memphis gets legally tied to Miami under one case. So now we're about to stop the breakdown. And yeah, get ready for another video. Sound up by True. Stay safe, stay true, and stay blessed. Support the channel. You already know the cash by now. Like, share, subscribe, and yeah, they added a new button. You can hype me up on that too. Until next time, True Results. It's been a pleasure. What?